Hey guys, welcome to 2018. Welcome to another episode of the Just Casual Vlogs. It has been a while. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. Things got busy, and doing the vlog just didn't seem like something that I needed to keep up. But that being said, I want to start up again. It's one of my 2018 New Year's resolutions. So with this first episode for the year, I want to talk about 2017 and how crazy of a year it's been. If you guys are interested in just my journey in podcasting and eSports and the game industry and stuff like that, 2017 has been such an important thing for the year. So let's start with first things first. Starting in 2017, I really decided to push hard in podcasting and content creation. So double downing on Lola, like really trying to push it and up the content and up the value that we provide our listeners and our community, and really grow what I can do in podcasting. And with that, I started reaching out to people to kind of do podcasting work for, to collaborate with. And the start of 2017, pretty much like maybe the first week, I talked to Weldon Green, which was really awesome. And I created the Weldon Green podcast, which basically was in fruition in the works from January, probably released in April, and finally finished in July. We were doing the first season. We were planning on doing a second season, but just finances didn't work. And actually, it's been hard to get Weldon's attention now. And I've been trying to contact him to see if we can work on season 2. Even for free, because I really enjoyed it and I thought it was something really good for my personal brand and my personal experience. So that was really exciting. We'll see if 2018 has more into that, but man, that was the first big thing. I think over 8 episodes, we got over 28,000 views, downloads, listens on all the platforms from Twitch, YouTube, SoundCloud, and it was incredible. Really crazy experience to kind of just like launch my start. And through Weldon Green, I actually I found a entrepreneur named Gary V, and he does a lot of content, and his expertise is about marketing and grabbing attention of people and just really understanding where the attention of everyone is. So that was really exciting, and finding that content creator or finding that person, entrepreneur and stuff like that, was huge in my growth and understanding of how to do things. So one of the big things is give and then ask. So you see a lot of people saying like and subscribe and comment and tweet, and if you would do this, like do this for us and like give us iTunes reviews, like stuff like that. Where he says, like, you have to give content first. You have to give them so much until they feel almost guilty that when you finally ask, that they are going to jump on that and give you what you ask. You know, provide value to them first, and always be on the 51% of giving compared to their 49% of giving. So always just continue to push and provide more content and more value to your audience than they are giving to you. So that's something I've really taken to heart. There's a ton of other stuff. I was following him religiously until I basically, I think maybe in July or August or September, where I kind of stopped watching his content, because ultimately I was able to go, what would Gary V say about my question? And I was able to answer that. So because I knew his content so well, I didn't need his content anymore. And that's what he kind of does. He actually pushes his followers to stop watching his content and start doing. So that's what I've been doing all 2017. Super important when it came to just like inspirational motivation. When I was like working my desk job as an engineer, I would watch Daily V every day during my lunch break while I was eating, to kind of like keep up my hustle and get inspiration from him all the time. So thank you, Gary V, if you ever end up watching this. Another thing that happened in 2017, got my first look into amateur esports, like trying to figure out what I wanted to do in the esports scene and what I could do. So I contacted someone that I knew that we had a guest on the podcast, the Clever Ever, Danny, and he was really awesome. And I asked if I could help out, and he was like, okay, sure. And I started helping out, and I made a podcast for him that was about 3 episodes, and I guess I kind of lost interest. I also wanted to be a league manager for him, and I realized, a team manager, and I realized very quickly that I didn't want to do that, and I feel really bad about it, because I basically was like, after a week or two, I was like, hey, you know what? I realized this is not for me. And he said, that's fine. And thanks for that grace from him. And hopefully he doesn't hold something against me with that. But yeah, that was a really, really good eye-opening experience to figuring out what I want to do and what I don't want to do in esports. Because especially when I was applying to Riot and all this kind of stuff and looking at jobs, like that kind of team management was always an interest. Even like looking at amateur organizations or being like a general manager of a team. General manager might be okay, maybe. But I just realized I didn't really want to work in the amateur scene too heavily when it came to competing, just because not everyone's on the page of like trying to make it big. Instead, they're like, hey, we just want to play. So you just get different types of motivations in there that kind of conflict with other people. And I might end up going back to the amateur scene to do stuff. I don't really know. I'm looking at other opportunities to jump into esports. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And yeah, I did the podcast for them, which was really, really fun, really insightful, learning about people, and really realized that I really want to connect with people and learn from people and talk to people that know what they're doing and what they're talking about. I think that's super, super interesting to me. I think it's super interesting to other people. And I think I could provide value and content about that and just like inspiring and helping people get the resources and tools they need to do some awesome stuff. And now my dog is barking. Close the door on him. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was really, really interesting to kind of figure out a little bit more of what I want to do, because I think I was going to 2017 with like a shotgun blast. Like I want to do everything. And then slowly I've been coming narrower and narrower. But at the same time, I've been like getting like, again, a little vague. And that's a challenge for 2018 to figure out what my niche is and what I want to do. So next, I made a lot of connections with guest appearances and stuff like that. You know, I knew the Vane guys, especially Brad Chmielewski. That has been really good. And I made a guest appearance on his Shadow of the Vane podcast, which was really cool to be on, two of them. And then I was a part of the eSports narrative with Spencer Alessi. I was also a part of Zeno's King, I think it's Zena's King, his podcast. So that was really fun to get to be a part of, just networking and getting to know more people. And I really need to do that. I need to push that a lot harder. And luckily, doing a podcast is like such an easy way to like convince people to like network with me. You know, it's kind of like, yes, I'm creating content, but there's also a selfish bit in there where it's like, hey, this is a forced network. I'm providing value to them, hopefully. You know, I'm creating content that they like and that's helping them gain a little more publicity and share their personality and talk about things that they care about talking about. So I think that's really, really cool. And it's a clever way to network with people. So yeah, working on making more connections for 2018. When it comes to the Lola podcast, wow, we've come a long way. We haven't grown as much as I wanted to. I wanted to like hit like 5,000 downloads, and we're still we've grown from maybe 1,000 to 1,700 downloads per episode on a good episode. So we're still working things. I've been pushing a lot on the YouTube channel, so that's been a challenge, a difficulty, but I've also been learning a lot more with the Adobe Creative Suite. So when we talk about Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, a little bit of Audition. I'm not a huge fan of Audition. I know how to work around it and get things done. I'd rather use Reaper, but that aside, and learning how to Photoshop. So there's a lot of stuff I really, really need to learn. I'm kind of very amateur-esque and like grassroots, or just like really sloppy with my work, but know how to get what I need to do done. But I still need to figure out the tools and like do it better. But Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm probably the most well-adversed at out of all those things. And Audition, because you don't really need to do a ton with Audition to actually edit stuff. But whatever. So Lola has been really, really cool. We've had a lot more community engagement. I've realized through Lola that my strengths are actually as a community manager. And like I am good at getting people to talk about things and to ask the right questions to get good content out of it. So that's really cool, and realizing those are my strengths and how to focus on that for, you know, jobs and other things has been very, very interesting. So we've had some good guests on the podcast. The latest one is probably Daylor. You know, Daylor is a huge name in the esports scene. He's creating now keyboard. He's working on a keyboard Kickstarter, which was 100% funded in like 3 days. But that was really exciting to have him on the podcast to talk league, talk esports, and talk just like what he's doing. And that's probably bringing Lola and myself a lot more awareness. So I'm excited to see how that affects kind of the Lola podcast. So hopefully that turns out pretty well. And hopefully we'll get some more guests. I think collaborating is super important. So I need to push doing more interviews with people and hopefully just like start cold calling people and really see who I can get, right? I think there's a lot of people out there that people would love to hear information about, and also them just retweeting my content just opens that up to a ton of fans. So hopefully I do a better job. I'm really sad about how I intro the Daylor episode because I stumbled over my words a lot, and I realized I need to like make sure I have the intro figured out right away and good to go, even memorize just like the first like 5 lines, because that's super important when it comes to content, because I stumbled over my words a bit and it just made me look really stupid. So hopefully people weren't turned off by. I'm sure we lost a lot of views because of me and me stumbling over words. That being said, we gained views too. So really excited about that. A big change in my life is through Gary Vee and all this stuff. I paid off all my debt because I realized after I pay off my debt, I'm financially free to do whatever I want. And I quit my job. In October. The plan was maybe January or February or March of this year, and I quit maybe like 5 years early. Or 5 months early. So that's been awesome. That's been really exciting. Sometimes I regret it, sometimes I don't. But working at home has its goods, benefits, pros and cons, But that being said, I quit my job because I found a job. I finally got into the gaming industry, and it was pretty quick. I found a job at Fantastic Yes as a community manager for their mobile game, Returner 77, startup company in Denmark. So that's crazy. So I work remotely, which also has its pros and cons. Still navigating through that and still trying to figure out how to be a community manager. It's a really weird place for me because I love mobile games, but I'm not super into the mobile gaming industry. I'm glad I'm not doing like a free-to-play game, to be honest, because I don't like freemium stuff where you pay to like get ahead. So this is a paid app, paid game. It's a little more catered towards a casual audience because that's just how mobile games are. To make money, you need to target the casual audience. So figuring out how to do that for myself is really difficult. Also, engaging in a community that's not actually like playing a game consistently is also difficult because you play it and you're done. There is maybe some replay value, but it's done. So traversing over startup culture, working remotely, mobile game industry, and a game targeted towards casuals is just completely like, whoa, how do I deal with this? But I've been doing a good job and I've gotten good feedback by the company. So really exciting, really exciting. I realize I really do like community management because there is content creation and talking with community, and the backlash, negative stuff hasn't been too heavy. So I haven't gotten any death threats, which I've heard like a lot of community managers get, and like just crazy stuff happening to them. So hopefully that will happen sometime soon because that's a sign that I got big enough, or like our company's gotten big enough. So really excited about that. That's a part-time opportunity, but at the same time, I'm looking for other projects to work on. Because it's part-time, I'm able to work on other projects. So I dabbled in like streaming and like game reviews and let's plays and stuff like that. And the thing is, I haven't pushed it hard enough where I can actually get views. So I wouldn't say that I've given them enough serious attempt to figure out if I'm good at it or successful at it. That being said, I think I can do reviews really well, but they're just, I don't know if I want to do that because they take up a ton of time. But we'll see where that goes. I've been struggling with the concept of focusing on League of Legends esports versus other esports and branching out. I think I need to start branching out, so I'm traversing how to figure that out. Like, I don't play CSGO because I'm horrible at that game. Maybe I need to learn it. Maybe I'll get better at FPSs. I've been playing Overwatch a lot more. But when it comes to the esports scene, I need to figure out like podcasts to listen to or people to talk to and just like figure out how to traverse the scene and to get quickly acclimated and like get into it. So we'll figure out how that goes. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Let's see. What else do I have to say? Start a new podcast called The Eye of the Watchers with Manny Gomez. That's been really, really fun. We're still figuring things out. It's relatively new. We hit off some traction. I actually don't know what our numbers are like, but they're pretty small still. We had one YouTube video get really big, or big. It had a few hundred views on it because it was suggested videos of some of the shot color videos from that YouTube channel. So I need to figure out how to hack that system a little more to be able to do that more often and get more visibility. But at the same time, we need to release a ton more content before I think we need to get really good at what we're doing and get the podcast going, maybe like 20 episodes under our belt. And then we could start really focusing on marketing and like growing our community. Because I really want to show that like, hey, we can do this. And then when people come, they're like, oh, this is really cool. Rather than like, hey, we're new, check us out. I want to like establish a firm foundation and be like, hey, check us out. So a lot has happened in 2017. There's a ton of stuff I probably missed. We had the 36-hour trip to Korea. Me and my wife, we had a trip to Japan where I climbed Mount Fuji and almost died. That was just insane, and I don't want to do that again, but I want to do it again. We moved into a new apartment, so I have my own office, as you can see, and I'm like trying to figure things out to like make it look nicer instead of having like laundry all over this like day bed and then maybe some background decoration. I like moved my computer from being here to on this wall, so that's exciting, not really, but yeah, I'm just figuring things out and trying to. I have a lot of aspirations for 2018. Probably next episode will be about that, of the Just Casual Vlog. So if you guys want to follow, first of all, if you're following and watching this, thank you so much for actually watching this. This is really exciting to know that people are interested in what I'm doing and what I have to say. And I'm not really sure what this YouTube channel will be for. I mean, please check out the Let's Play videos. If anything, check out my review and let me know what you think about the review I did on Brothers. The link will be like in the eye, that little eye thing in the corner. Yeah, honestly, I would love feedback on that review. If you think I should be doing them, if you think there's a game that I should review. I've been just working on like short games, and I bought a few more from the Steam sale, but I've been working on short games because I don't have much time. So maybe I could just like blast through an 8-hour game in like 2 days, and then make a review on it and post it on YouTube. So I don't know. I'm really excited about it. If you guys want to see some content, give me any feedback you have for 2018, what you want to see. If there's something that you think I'm missing, let me know in the comments below. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you don't care, don't subscribe. If you don't like the video, don't like it. Not going to ask anything of you until I've like started doing something and providing you guys stuff. But I really want to start documenting a little more, because creating is hard and documenting is easy, and documenting is important to my personal brand. And I want you guys to know what I'm doing, and I want you guys to know it's not easy, and I want you guys to know that it's hard. And if you're interested, that you can do it, because I am no one. I am seriously no one. No one knew me. No one knows me. And yet I've come to a place where I am now, which is super exciting, which is still very small, but super humbling, where I've had people willing to listen to me. So this is just shy of 20 minutes. Hopefully these will be quicker, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll do more of these. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching another episode or another recording of the Just Casual Vlogs. I am here again, 2018, hoorah. See you guys next time. Bye.